Welcome back to another video. So let's take a look. I'm gonna generate a 3D model details mode within Vizom. This is for the new Peugeot 308. I already have the model created over here by CSM, and we see over here the minus of this is that when the image was segmented, we have those red highlights. We can also try to retexture this, but overall the shape of the car is decent, but the texture is not that great. Also over here the back of the car is a little different, so we see over here within the perspective how that car should look. Now, while this is being processed, I'm gonna jump over here within Tripo, and we're gonna see that this has finished. So Tripo processed quite fast, and this will be the output mesh. Again, we have that red added just like within the image. So in this case, it respected that. We're gonna see this will be the wireframe of the mesh. So overall, we have quite a lot of symmetry within the model. To the back over here, not that much. So that's a little bit weird as well. But overall, we're gonna see how this will be the mesh. Now let's see how Tripo will generate this. Vizom, because Tripo was the previous one. From my experience, I have noticed that Vizom does the best output in this case. So let's take a look at this. It's still a process, and we should have the model ready. And this will be the output. Let me just hide that background, and for the model, I'm gonna select it. I'm gonna slightly increase this, and just by looking at it, we're gonna see how smooth that coloring will be. So even though it had that red within the image, Vizom symmetry is a lot better than the other tools. Also, if you're gonna take a look over here on the proportions, over here on the car, those will also be better. If I will highlight the mesh for this, we're gonna see how the mesh will look like this. So the mesh is not that highly detailed in this case. Keep in mind that this was with smooth. If I will hide this and I will have this reprocessed, so let me select this, and I want to generate a 3D model. In this case, this will be sharp. We're gonna see how that will output. If I'm gonna jump over here within Tripo, we're gonna see that this is the output. So over here on the front window, it has a lot of added geometry, but also to the sides, as we can see. So overall, usually Tripo used to generate the best meshes, but in this case for the car, we see that it's not the case, and Vizom actually has the upper hand. We also have CSM, which in this case is, let's say, the poorest output. We see over here with the mirrors of the car, those are not symmetric at all. We see over here that has an added section within the image that wasn't present. So overall, this is the poorest output. We see over here the mesh where we have the wheels. If I will go within a wireframe, this is that mesh. So we don't have a lot of clearance within this section. While for the other cars, take a look over here at the clearance on Tripo for the wheels. This is really well defined. And if I will jump back to Vizom, this should finish processing. Also, maybe the fastest car in this case was Tripo. I have over here the prompt, make the car with solar panels. So this is from a previous output. It will not be taken into account over here because I will not hit generate. But I'm really curious about that clearance for the wheel. So we clearly see it over here within the image. The clearance over here is a lot higher than on the sides. But now, since we created the model with sharp, and we have the output, I'm gonna slightly increase the model. I'm gonna hide the image in the background, and this will be the mesh. And let's take a look at that clearance. So we see how well we have that wheel clearance over here defined. This will be the mesh. Again, the mesh is not that great if you're just gonna take a look at the mesh output, but if we're gonna add that texture, it will look a lot better. Now, we see over here, since we had in the image that red background over here, that was also added within this generated model. But if I'm gonna enable the previous one, we're gonna see that with these options, so if you're gonna go for detail smooth, Vizom will actually embed that symmetry really nice within the model. So this is the 3D comparison between these three tools. Let me know in the comment section what is your favorite one, because in my opinion I find Vizom the best. Also it processes really fast, and we see over here, for example, for the mirrors, what kind of sharp symmetric geometry it outputted. In my opinion, CSM has the worst mesh output, and third will be Tripo with this output. So I hope you enjoyed this kind of content. I will position a similar video on the left side, and I will also add a subscribe button to the right. If you enjoyed this kind of content, you can consider to support me. You're gonna find the link in the video description. So that's it. Thanks for watching.